You know, what's really neat about a project like this is while the city may have wanted a clock, it's not the city that made this happen, right? This is, Jill's running away. Jill, you got to come talk. And John's muscle and ability to get the contracts done, we now have our city clock. So Jill is going to thank everybody. Oh, I better make sure I do the council. 1 second. All right, so from the council, I have Mary Limberdahl, who's our vice mayor, and Yan Zhao, who's with us. And then Planning Commission, we have Tina and Anjali, former council member and mayor Manny Capella. Okay, who have I missed? Oh, I didn't even see Cookie beyond the tape. And then on traffic safety, Bilal, right? Okay, did I get all of our commissioners? Oh, an almost former commissioner, Terrence Ward. So there you go. And I think you did 2 stints too, so you're like one of the longest running commissioners ever. All right. Okay, so I've introduced everybody, I think. So I'm going to go to Jill. And again, you know, every project has an inspiration behind it, and Jill was ours. So here, Jill, say a few words.
Hi. There are trucks going through here all the time, so pardon me. I just wanted to tell you that many years ago, when we put in the sign, the SBDC and residents put in the welcome sign across the way, we said we want a clock. And it just happened that last year in Massachusetts, I saw this clock. And I said, that's the clock I want. And so Laurel and I, wherever Laurel is, Laurel and I took Howard out to breakfast. He paid, thank God. But we took him out to breakfast and we said, we want to raise the money for a clock. And you know what he said? He was so dear. He said, you go for it. I've always wanted a clock, and you go do it if you'd like to do it. So we got active. I started looking at clocks all across the United States, and then I started to really bother my friend, John Chabon, and emailing him night and day. How tall should it be? How big should the head be? Should we go for American made? Should we go for the most expensive? And then the week before the clock came, I decided it was going to arrive red, and the whole city was going to scream and yell and said, we don't want a big red clock. And John said, don't worry. The whole time he kept me going and telling me how wonderful it was. But anyway, we could keep going with the clock. But meanwhile, all of you people have been so special who donated. I just sent out a couple of emails. I knew you'd come through. I just knew it. It was no question that I would be able to raise the money easily. And so let me say first, the Sereno group here. Who is that behind the mask? Gail? Oh, long hair. Oh, and Bev. Gail and Bev are from Sereno Group. They have been they have done all the flowers in the village. They've done so much for the town, but they're the ones who came forth. Gail said to me right away, go for the clock, go for it, and they came through big time. Star One and the credit union, are they here? Star One? Hi, well, you're wonderful too. You came forth with, and then the Saratoga Montessorino Community Foundation came through. And then along with that, Amy and Alan Chen, are you here? Anyway, they've been wonderful, and I don't even know who they are, but they've been great. But the name is on the clock. I hope you've all seen the plaque on the clock. And then we had so many families who offered money and who came through for the clock. Judy Coulter and her family came through over here. And the Brighton Box, I don't know if Mary Kay is here. And so many, well, Annette Casabone, is she here? Annette owns the building up the way here on Big Basin, and she was one of the chief donors to the clock. And then the rest of you, gave money toward the clock, and I can't tell you, we ended up with $31,500 without any effort whatsoever, really, because we're a fabulous community. We have a fabulous city council who supported just a stupid resident who gets an idea in her head. And then we have a fabulous staff who just, Mary Fury who did it, and James who was there. We are so fortunate for this town. So never forget that this town has been here with us all the way, and you're just all wonderful people. So thank you very much.
So Jill, there's always a fine line between crazy and brilliant. So welcome to the side of brilliant. I really want to thank you for really just saying, look, we need this, and it's not sort of an optional thing. I mean, they even made me pay for breakfast, right? It was clearly the right thing for the city, and I am grateful that you guys made it come together. It's a beautiful, beautiful clock. The only sad part is it looks like it's been here since the founding of the city. And so, other than it being a little bit more shiny. So a lot of people, I don't even think, realize that we put in a new clock because it's so in its place. So with that, I got to get my fellow council members up here, and any of the commissioners who want to be up here too. Cookie, Tina, Terry, Anjali, Bilal, and Renee Paquet. Please, you guys, come on up. We'll all try to pretend we're social distancing, and we're going to cut the ribbon.